Welcome to Catapult TV News at this hour. I am Hannatu Fakeye. Youths in the Federal Capital Territory has called on President Mohammadu Buhari to consider the plight of the FCT natives and appoint an indigene as minister, not necessarily as FCT minister, but a minister represented at the Federal Executive Council meetings. The chairman, National Youth Council of Nigeria FCT chapter, Ango Abdullahi Suleiman, made the appeal to President Mohammadu Buhari on our program Perspective to consider the plight of the FCT. Ango said since over 10 ministers have tendered their resignations to run for the office of the president, is an opportunity to consider the people of the FCT.
Naturally, today, the cabinet, some of the ministers of Mr. President Mohammadu Buhari, have voluntarily resigned from their offices, emanating from the fact that constitutionally, if you want to contest for any political position, you must have to relinquish or resign from your political appointment. Beautifully, if I'm not mistaken, almost 10 of them have resigned. And that means naturally a vacuum has been created. A space has been created. Before I start, I would like to say, if at all Nigeria is for all Nigerians, I think now a passionate appeal should be tailored toward Mr. President for him to understand that, yes, we have been agitating, and of course, a vacuum has been created. So we can as well be considered for any political appointment. Consideration for the fact that whatever cadre, whatever parameters, whatever assessment they think they can make in choosing who becomes a minister in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT indigenous people have those who are eminently qualified to be there in terms of experience, in terms of administrative experience, in terms of intellectual capacity, in terms of paper qualifications. We have those who are eminently qualified to be ministers. So I think at this point, we need to make a passionate appeal to Mr. President to know that yet the FCT have not kept quiet on their agitations, and we are calling for him passionately to know that Nigeria is for all Nigerians. And if Nigeria is for all Nigerians, then we're supposed to be Nigeria at this very particular moment. And if that should be considered, I think we also deserve a minister in the Federal Executive Council. Importantly, I think if I'm not mistaken, on the 15th or 18th of February 2018, there was a Court of Appeal judgment that said FCT should be treated as a state. So if Nigeria is a constitutionally created state, then we deserve to be constitutionally regarded because we had followed the due process in getting it. And of course, Court of Appeal has given us the judgment. So therefore, we need to be considered in the Federal Executive Council so that we can feel as if we are Nigerians. Because as it stands today, FCT indigenes, we are feeling as if we are not part and parcel of Nigeria as an entity.
Still on the FCT, Ango said, come 2023 general elections, FCT electorate should vote wisely and vote people who are intellectually sound, who are experienced, people who can speak and represent FCT in the National Assembly.
I have said it in several interviews that if other regions are sending professors to National Assembly, then we need to start looking at people who are intellectually equipped, people who are experienced, people who can touch, who have connectivity in the nation, than people who can talk to other parts of the nations, because 80% of FCT problem lies in the National Assembly. 80% of it, whether you like it or not. So we need to look at people who can touch other parts of the region. We need to look at people who can connect with other parts of the region, and we need to send people who are experienced. We are tired of sending people who go there to sleep. Please, FCT, we need to wake up. Our major problem lies, 80% of it lies at the National Assembly. So we shouldn't be sending people who cannot talk, who can be intimidated by the presence of people in the National Assembly. We need people who can look into their eyes and talk to them. We need people who can call the attentions of the National Assembly. We need people who have the connectivity to move FCT to the next level. And for that to happen, you need people who have experience, people who are intellectually equipped, people who can navigate other parts of the country so that they can understand the plight of the nation, so that they can key into the plight of the nation, FCT as people, and so that we can achieve other democratic dividends. Look, we've been complaining bitterly. People are determining the fate of FCT. People who doesn't even understand the plight of FCT are deciding on behalf of FCT. People who doesn't even know the origin, people who doesn't know the history, people who doesn't know the plight. I mean, people who doesn't even understand the basis of our existence as FCT are deciding on behalf of us. So we need to call the youth. The stakeholders need to sit down, remove sentiment, remove primordial emotions into all these processes so that we can pick out the best. We can pick out the best. Consensus is part of it. I was thinking that two political parties can come down and say, look, FCT, you have a problem. Who is that person that have the national aura? Who is that person that have the capacity? Who is that person that have the connectivity? I mean the nexus. Who is that person that can talk to them? Who is that person that can lobby? Who is that person that have understood the intricacies of the National Assembly? Then who is that person that is bold enough? Who have the linguistics? I mean, who can stand up and talk on behalf of the FCT? Then they should sit down and say, you young man, or you this very particular person, you can go to National Assembly. We should all rally around behind them so that we can support them and achieve this. It pains me when all our issues are being determined by people who doesn't even understand where we're coming from, by people who doesn't even understand our pains. I have said it severally. Some part of FCT do not even look like FCT. Kuje is not far away from the from the city center. The roads are bad. Buhari, how many kilometers from the main city? The roads are bad. What about Gwagwalada? What about Zupa? You can name them. The roads are bad. They don't even look like FCT. We don't even have light. Appointment has been a problem. Employment has been a problem. Federal Executive Council, we are not Nigeria in that aspect because we know nothing. Whatever they are showing on television is not what they are discussing. What they are discussing is beyond televising. So we need people who can adequately represent us. We need people who can talk on our behalf.
Comrade Ango further advised Nigerian youths to vote for a leader who is democratically well-informed as a president in the forthcoming general elections.
One, Nigeria, first, we must have to look for a candidate that will keep Nigeria as a nation. It's very important. Now, to me, as an individual, development and what have you is not our priority first. The country is tense. So many people are feeling they are not part of Nigerians. We need to vote for somebody who is democratically well-informed, who is constitutionally well-informed, who is experienced, who has the wealth of experience, who has the national aura that can keep Nigeria as a nation first. It's very important.
And this is where we come to the end of the news at this hour. Don't forget to join us for an update on our social media handles at Catapult TV. I am Mohammadu. Bye for now.